One of the coolest features of our platform is the ability for your clients, realtors, and for you to remotely issue pre-approval letters. But before that can happen, we have to know information about your borrower's financial situation and information about their qualification as it relates to the loan program guidelines. So when you're in a loan like this, what you're going to want to do is update the loan officer approved scenario. Now, traditionally, this information is going to get updated through an integration with your LOS system, like Encompass, Point, LendingPad, etc., or by importing or updating a loan file from a Fannie Mae 3.2 file type. So you can basically complete this section by importing the data from your LOS or by importing a Fannie Mae file here in the quick settings. Okay. Now I'm going to go through this and manually edit it just so you can see the fields that matter and how it relates to the customer's qualification when that client's out there in the field looking at properties and trying to determine what their payment is, if they qualify, and if they can get a pre-approval letter in real time. I'm going to focus first on the financial section here for the borrower. You can add income like this. Obviously this is all of the data that comes over from the Fannie file or from Encompass. So if it's classified, that's fine. Generally speaking, it doesn't matter, right? What we need to know is what's their qualified income. Okay, so I'm just going to put a base of $5,000. I'm going to add a debt for $200. As you can see, you can add as many as you need, or you can just lump sum them. Again, it's not super important. If you do add assets, this will become a metric that we use to determine does the borrower have enough down payment. Okay, so if you put 10 grand in here, so let me go ahead and add an asset here. Let me say checking. I'm going to put 20,000 bucks. Perfect. This will come into play later when I show you how to sort of throw this thing out of whack. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust now sort of my TBD information for the property. $400,000 purchase price, 5% down payment. I'm going to make that 10% down. You can also change this to a dollar amount if you want to try to get a certain number here. I'm going to go ahead and add property taxes of $2,000, homeowner's insurance of $600 per year. You can see these toggles allow you the option to create sort of an automated system where your clients change the price and the taxes adjust or the insurance adjusts by just determining is it a percentage per year, per month, etc. In addition to that, what you'll notice here, guys, is the rate is sort of fixed. You can't change it. That's because we're using the rate sheet that's on the front of PAM to determine this customer's pricing. And so the way it works is when you have a customer and you input their data, so again, typically it's from Encompass or from Point or from any LOS or through a Fannie file, it will come over with a rate, which is likely the rate from the day that you ran DU, okay? We will compare that rate that came over through that sync to the rates that live in PAM and hit the customer with an adjustment. So in this case, I'm going to say the client's adjustment is 0.25% over par. So they're like a par plus a quarter in rate client. So that is how you adjust it and ensure that you can keep the rates accurate for your customers, moving forward. And there's a whole video on this that you can watch. We'll link to it at the end of this video. I'm going to click Save. And what you'll notice here at the top, this is what you're looking for. This is the most important piece. The status says not qualified. What is the reason? Your listed assets are insufficient to cover the down payment. Remember, we added 20 grand for assets, but look at this. We've got a 10% down payment, which equals $40,000 in total down payment. We have a $400,000 purchase price, 10% down, $40,000 down payment. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce this to 5. That's going to put me back in alignment, and you'll see now the status reads qualified. You'll also know here, guys, you notice that the back-end ratio for this client's rather high, but it still reads qualified. Well, that's because in the loan program guidelines, which is what we measure this scenario against, we've got a kind of ridiculous number in here for an acceptable DTI. So as you can see here, I've got my max DTI set to 60%. This is in my guideline template. Obviously, that's not going to fly. I'm going to make that 43. I'm going to save the change. I'm going to go back to the loan. What you'll notice now is that we're throwing this out of ratio. My DTI is too high again, right? 54. So in that case, I've got two ways of fixing it. Either I've got to adjust the DTI to fit, or I need to adjust the scenario for the property. So I'm going to go back to this and make the price 200 grand. Click save, and boom, we see qualified status again. Now your clients will be doing that from the mobile app, right? They're going to go into the app, they're going to click the calculator button. They're just going to change price, tax amount, HOA dues, insurance. It's going to tell them if they're qualified. And if they are, they'll be able to get a letter from the app in real time. Okay, so they can just click the button, request the letter, and they're off to the races. So as you can see, you can do this from the website as well. Just click on send pre-approval letter, change the variables. So if they call you, get on your mobile app, get on the computer, change this information. You won't have to worry about firing up the LOS system to determine, are they qualified for it? We're going to do all the numbers math here for you. See, we're still qualified. So let's go ahead and change that to 10%. Boom. We're giving you feedback real time. So it's going to streamline, make it more mobile, your ability to issue those letters. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. And again, we really focus on trying to make this easy. So if you're not integrated with a point of sale system, if you don't know how to import a Fannie file, please let us know and we can talk to you about either creating that integration or teaching you how to get those Fannie files from your LOS system back into Pre-Approve Me.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our training video. To find more like it, click the link below. If you need live support, go ahead and click the icon that looks like this, or join us for one of our weekly Q&As.